Jerry Taft, Realtor and Personal Real Estate Corporation with Team Taft and eXp Realty. And here's an update for real estate statistics. We have power again. The smoke is cleared. It's a beautiful day in Invermere in the Columbia Valley. And so although a few ups and downs over the last day and a bit, today is a wonderful day. So let's continue on and talk about some real estate stats. So we've got some numbers for July, which are not great. They're not amazing. So there was 44 sales this July compared to 57 the year before. So that's down almost 23 from July last year. And it's one of the slowest Julys since 2019. This has been a bit of a trend through the whole year. April and May are the only months where we saw sales slightly over 2025 numbers. All the other months have been down. And so year to date, we are tracking, we're at 279 sales compared to 335 last year. So we're down 16.72%. And the quick takeaway on this is I don't think it's going to get better. I think we're in for a bit of a slow summer and fall. And the reality is there's segments of the market that are hot. Lakefront, lake access property is super hot, but some of the mid-range single-family homes, condos, townhouses, things that people need a mortgage for are slow. And for those listings that are out there, you are competing with a small pool of serious buyers that are ready to buy right now. So that being said, I don't think it's complete doom and gloom in that I do think there's people that are still going to move here and still want a cabin here. And I think next year could potentially pick up. But in the short term, I think we're going to see some downward pressure on pricing. So for active inventory right now, we are looking at 459 listings. This is very similar to last year, very similar to the 5-year average. So we're seeing a fair number of new listings, more than some summers, but we're not seeing a complete flood of listings in the market. So there's a bit of stability on the supply side. And the average days on market is also very consistent. We're 84 days on market for July, and this is pretty consistent with the 5-year average and with the year-to-date numbers. So what's interesting with that number is it does show that some things are selling very quickly. And so there's some properties that are barely on the market at all. And then some of the other properties that are selling that have been on the market a while, and the two are kind of averaging out to make this number of 84 days on market. But when you actually look at the properties that have sold, there's a wide variety. There's some that have had 200 days on market and some that have had 5. So it is kind of interesting that way. Another stat is the sale price to list price ratio. And again, this number is very, very consistent. We're at 94.73%, so just below 95%. However, this can sometimes take into account properties that have already had a price reduction. So the sale price is not always related to what the original asking price was, but to what the current asking price is. However, that being said, and I've said this here before, people are not likely to take a lowball offer that's 10% or 20% below asking. They are more likely to slowly do a price reduction and take time with the hope that maybe the market improves. So we're not seeing lowball offers as being very successful right now. And that's kind of a theme as well, is that there's a lot of uncertainty and a lot of people are waiting. Buyers are waiting to see if prices go down and interest rates go down, if the world stabilizes, and sellers are waiting to see if the market improves. So in the short term, you have a bit of a standoff where it means lower volume and people just kind of waiting and not as much for transactions. So overall, I don't see a massive correction, but I do see some downward pressure on pricing. And if you're trying to sell right now, I think you have to be very realistic and very serious about the pricing. And on the flip side, if you're buying, it also means being realistic that sellers are not going to just give away the property and that some people can afford to wait. So it takes that nuanced and balanced approach. And that's why it's important to have an agent that knows this area and knows the market well. If you're looking for advice, whether you're trying to buy or sell, or just want to know what's going on, reach out to myself and to Team Taft. We can help you navigate the uncertainty. Thank you very much.